Hello, today we've prepared a presentation for Club Corp analyzing college football stadiums. This is Group 63. Here's our team. We have Carter Jackson, who is our data analyst. We have Jeffrey Nolan, who is our video specialist. We have Renee Fig, who's our visualization specialist. And we have Jack Mulhern, who is our professionalism expert. We had two objectives for this project. First, we needed to determine what factors significantly affect game day attendance at college football games. Second, we need to create a model that uses said factors to advise Club Corp on stadiums that are the most likely to be profitable. We were provided with a vast amount of data from 2001 through 2018 of college football games. This includes scores, team ranks, location of the game, weather data during the game, the attendance of the game, the conferences the teams are in that were playing in said game, and much more. After testing multiple models, we found that team ranking, stadium capacity, weather data, and conference were each significantly affecting average attendance. For our visualizations, we used the program Tableau to create visualizations of our provided data to help make informed decisions about the best stadiums for Club Corp to invest in. Each of the following can be interacted with to add depth to the findings. Starting off here, we have our stadium attendance dot map. Now this is an incredibly useful infographic. Each dot on this map represents a college football stadium here in the United States, and the size of each dot is determined by the average attendance of the stadium. The color of the dot represents the fill rate of each stadium, and the darker blue, the more each stadium gets filled. So if we take a look at this map here, you can see that, for example, the University of Alabama's stadium in Tuscaloosa has an average attendance of 96,677 people, and they typically fill up 99.44% of their stadium. However, if we compare that to Kent, Ohio, where the Kent Golden Flashes are, you can see that their average attendance is only 8,410, and their average stadium fill rate is only 27.56%. This visualization is incredibly useful, as it allows not only analysis of whether or not a stadium can hold a lot of individuals, but it also helps analyze what stadiums are the best at filling up the seats that they themselves have. Next up is our stadium attendance and capacity bar graph. This graph represents the top 5 college football stadiums in the United States when it comes to attendance. In first place is Beaver Stadium, home of Penn State. In second place is Bryant-Denny Stadium, home of Alabama. In third place is Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium, home of the Oklahoma Sooners. In fourth place is Kyle Field, home of Texas A&M, and in fifth place is Notre Dame, home of the Fighting Irish. The bars on the graph represent these stadiums' average attendance, with the red bar showing average attendance and the blue bar showing stadium capacity. As shown, 4 of the 5 stadiums on average exceed their stadium capacity. This makes these stadiums highly desirable, as students are so interested in the sporting events here that actually they typically have to cram more students in than would normally be allowed. This bar graph provides information regarding each conference in college football. The conferences with the highest amount of attendance are represented by green. The SEC has the most average attendees per game, with an average of 74,870 attendees per game. The conference with the lowest amount of attendance on average is the combined FCS conferences, with an average of only 14,447 people. The histogram to the right was created to see if snow had any effect on the amount of attendees for each conference. By clicking on a conference on either of the graphs, it will highlight the corresponding conference in the other graph. For example, if we click on the SEC, you can see which dot on this map represents the SEC, and because the SEC is located in the southeastern United States, they don't have to deal with snow, so there is no effect on snow with the SEC. However, if we go with the Big Ten, which is a conference that is located in the Midwest of the United States, you can see the correlation between the amount of snow that they've had and their attendance. Now, if we look at the histogram as a whole, you can see that there's not a clear trend between large amounts of snow affecting positively or negatively a conference's average attendance. And this tracks with the data that we got from our regression model showing that snow is not a reliable indicator of stadium attendance. Here we have our final regression model. As you can see, we're predicting attendance, and we used a variety of factors. After testing and making sure that each of these variables was significant, we ended up knowing that stadium capacity, the amount of rain in inches a game receives, the maximum temperature in Fahrenheit that a game has, the minimum temperature in Fahrenheit that a game has, the home team's ranking, the opponent's ranking, whether the school's in the Big 12, whether the school's in the Pac-12, and whether the school is in the SEC are all statistically significant predictors of attendance. For our recommendation, our model and our visualizations show clear trends regarding high attendance at large capacity stadiums, especially those in major conferences such as the SEC or the Big 12. We recommend that Club Corp focus on stadiums in prestigious conferences with large capacity stadiums in warmer portions of the country, such as Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. For any questions, please don't hesitate to contact 224-232-9197 or Jeffrey Nolan at arizona.edu.